Hey everybody, Andy Stickel here. Hope you're having a good day. I had two people yesterday reach out to me with the exact same question, so I figured, hey, maybe I should make a video on this topic because it seems to be pretty popular. So what happened was, I had a client call me yesterday, and he was pretty frantic because when he Googled his name, another ad for another attorney popped up above him. Now he's not running pay-per-click, but this other attorney, this other law firm, is using his law firm's name as one of the keywords to trigger an ad on social media. And my client's a pretty big attorney. He's in New York City. I'm not going to tell you his name, but he's a pretty big attorney up there. He's a pretty well-known guy. So he was asking me, what can we do about this? And unfortunately, there's not a lot you can do about it. You can obviously bid higher on your own name, and especially if you're sending people to your website and you're using your name and your name appears on the website, then in theory, the way that Google AdWords works, you should outrank them because your quality score should be much higher because you're more relevant to the search term, be it the name of your name or the law firm name or whatever. Whatever the brand name happens to be that they are targeting. But in terms of, can you stop them? No, not really. I've seen many cases where, and typically not necessarily for attorneys, but I've seen a lot of times like products, for example. So what you could do is, and I know there's a lot of lawsuits happening right now over this exact thing, over one law firm basically bidding on another law firm's name. And I don't know exactly what's happened with all of it, but there's a couple things to think about. First of all, if someone is searching for your law firm's name, or someone's searching for your name, there's a good chance that they're actually looking for you. So I always tell my clients, don't worry too much about it, because unless you're a huge attorney, like for example, if you're Morgan & Morgan, which most people know who Morgan & Morgan are, they're a huge law firm on the they're on the East Coast of the U.S. They're all the way from Florida to New York, and it would make sense that it would make sense to target Morgan & Morgan. Or forthepeople.com. That's their slogan, is for the people, and their website is forthepeople.com. So it would make sense that you could target, someone searching for John Morgan or Morgan & Morgan or For the People with your brand. Now, I don't know, and the only reason that makes sense to me is because of the sheer volume of people that are actually searching for those attorneys by name. They spend so much money on advertising that it makes sense that someone is searching for them because they're looking for a personal injury attorney and they're just trying to find their information. But again, most law firms don't have to worry about this. If someone is searching for your name, it's likely because they're looking for you. And another ad for another attorney is not going to make a difference. I actually talked to another marketer, commented that they had an attorney that was, somehow they had this where basically I think their client was bidding on another attorney's name, and most of the calls that they got were people thinking that they were calling the other attorney, and it was a lot of, oh, sorry, wrong number, and then they hung up. So that's something that, just to keep in mind. If someone's bidding on your name, there's not a lot you can do about it, but what you can do is you can basically kind of rest assured that they're probably not going to be getting much out of it. Now, in the instance of the Morgan & Morgan, how can you use that for your benefit if you wanted to do that? What you could do is you could, instead of just running a blanket ad, you could actually target someone and say, how we compare to Morgan & Morgan, or before hiring Morgan & Morgan, read this article. And it can be basically a comparison. And I believe, now obviously I'm not an attorney, but from different products and services and different things that have done this, like big brands, like, so for example, if someone's searching for Coke, Pepsi could run an ad, say, before you drink Coke, make sure that you read this article that shows that Pepsi wins all taste tests, and that's just an example. I'm just kind of making up off the top of my head, but there's a lot of instances where that's happened, where as long as you're not pretending to be the brand, you can call out another brand and you can say, hey, before you hire Morgan & Morgan, check us out, or here's why to hire us instead of Morgan and Morgan. You can definitely do that, and I don't believe from what's, you know, from different lawsuits that have happened in the past, I believe that it's been ruled or upheld that type of advertising is okay. Now again, I'm not a lawyer, so don't take my advice as the final word, but that's kind of the idea here. So it's actually interesting. And if you call Google, they won't do anything about it. We had a client not too long ago who, for some reason, somebody was actually running paid traffic to their website. And I have no idea why they were doing this. I have no idea who it was. To this day, we still don't know why it happened or who was doing it. But we called Google to first try to figure out who was doing it, and second, to try to make it stop. Because what they were doing is they were running ads to our client's website for pro bono legal work. So what they were doing is basically someone searched for a free attorney. They were putting our client's information up, and people were clicking there thinking that they were going to get a free attorney. So they're wasting all of our client's time getting, you know, with people that think that he's going to represent them for free. So he's like, you got to get this to stop. So I called Google and I argued with them for hours, and they wouldn't turn it off. So it's like, you know, it's really, really difficult to make Google do anything. So, you know, don't stress about it too much. If somebody's bidding on your name, somebody's bidding on your brand name, unless you're Morgan and Morgan, then maybe you kind of need to think about it a little bit more. But for the most part, for 99.99% of attorneys out there, it doesn't matter. It's probably, you know, people are probably wasting their money by bidding on your name. So, like I said, I had 2 people email me about that, and I figured it was worth a video since I guess, you know, if 2 people message me the same day, then maybe it's a sign that I should do a video. So, all right, guys, well, I'm almost where I'm going, so I will talk to you soon. Hope this video helps, and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.